Hi, Smiles Red Songbird, the Michelle Birdsong again, doing part 2 of Einstein's best quotes, because the phone just stopped recording before, so I was at number 8, curiosity. The important thing is not to stop questioning, says Einstein. Eve, Venus, to the sun, as he gazes upon her nakedness. Do you like it? Are you pleased? And more questions like that as he gazes at her with her legs open wide so he can see her clitoris. That's all he wants to see, the mild red part of her. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when one contemplates the mysteries of eternity. Eternity decoded. Eve, RN, decode RN, her nude. So eternity is Eve, her nude. As long as Eve is nude, the sun will gaze and be happy to exist, and life will go on and on and on. That's how you get eternity, by Eve remaining nude, so the sun can get pleasure watching her, gazing at her. Mysteries of eternity, of life, of no more mystery, huh? Because I just told you. Of the marvelous structure of reality, which is Venus. Venus's body is a marvelous structure. It is enough if one tries to comprehend only a little of this mystery every day. Number 9, doing Einstein's best quotes, part 2. Science. All of science, and then I decode the word science, should see eye for pleasure, enter enjoyment in clitoris energy. C for clitoris, E for energy. That's science. All of science is nothing more than the refinement of everyday thinking. Number 10, imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination circles the world. Okay? All quotes taken from the ultimate quotable Einstein from Princeton University Press. Einstein decoded, the word Einstein decoded. Eve, Venus, instinct, see true, saint, energy, eye for pleasure, enters. Eve, Venus, instincts, see true, saint, energy. Then pleasure enters the world and the sun and Eve and everyone who pays attention. Mainstream includes to you from Forbes.com. The 5 lessons everyone should learn from Einstein's most famous equation, E equals mc squared. This simple equation details a relationship between the energy, E, of a system, its rest, mass, m. You get that? That's that m, mass. And a fundamental constant that relates the two. The speed of light squared. C squared. C. What the equation means is dramatic and profound. At a fundamental level, there is an equivalence between the mass of an object and the inherent energy stored within it. Mass is only one form of energy among many, such as electrical, thermal, or chemical energy, and therefore energy can be transformed from any of these forms into mass and vice versa. The profound implications of Einstein's equation touch us in many ways in our day-to-day lives. Here are the 5 lessons everyone should learn. Number 1, mass is not conserved. Mass is one of the things, the quantities we typically hold constant without thinking about it too much. If you take a block of iron and chop it up into a bunch of iron atoms, you fully expect that the whole equals the sum of its parts. That's an assumption that's clearly true, but only if mass is conserved. In the real world, though, according to Einstein, mass is not conserved at all. If you were to take an iron atom containing 26 protons, 30 neutrons, and 26 electrons, and were to place it on a scale, you'd find some disturbing facts. An iron atom with all its electrons weighs slightly less than an iron nucleus, and its electrons do separately. An iron nucleus weighs significantly less than 26 protons, and 30 neutrons do separately. And if you try and fuse an iron nucleus into a heavier one, it will require you to input more energy than you get out. Each one of these facts is true because mass is just another form of energy. When you create something that's more energetically stable than the raw ingredients that it's made from, the process of creation must release enough energy to conserve the total amount of energy in the system. When you bind an electron to an atom or molecule, or allow these electrons to transition to the lower energy state, those binding transitions must give off energy, and that energy must come from somewhere, the mass of the combined ingredients. This is even more severe for nuclear transitions than it is for atomic ones, with the former class typically being about 1,000 times more energetic than the latter class. Talk about nuclear, it's 10,000 times more energetic than atomic energy. In fact, leveraging the consequences of E equals mc squared is how we get the second valuable lesson out of it. Its countless scientific tests of Einstein's general theory of relativity have been performed, subjecting the idea to some of the most stringent constraints ever attained by humanity. Stringent decoded, string energy, enter true. And string is also saint ring true. Einstein's first solution was for the weak field limit around a single mass like the sun. He applied these results to our solar system with dramatic success. We can view this orbit as Earth or any planet being in free fall all around the sun, traveling in a straight line path in its own frame of reference. Reference decoded. Reference energy, North Carolina energy. All masses and all sources of energy contribute to the curvature of space-time. Number 2, energy is conserved, but only if you account for changing masses. Imagine the Earth as it orbits around the Sun. Our planet orbits quickly, with an average speed of around 30 kms. I don't know what that kilometers, what is that? The speed required to keep it in a stable elliptical orbit at an average distance of 150 million kilometers, I'll guess, 93 million miles from the Sun, the farther. Okay, we were decoding distances. Daughter is Tan, T-A-N, angel, see Eve, evening star of Venus. And then I spelled it out. Daughter of the Sun is Tan, angel, see Eve, evening star of Venus. Okay, and then I said, if you put the Earth and Sun both on a scale independently and individually, you would find that they weighed more than the Earth-Sun system as it is right now. When you have any attractive force that binds two objects together, attractive force that binds two objects together, Sun conjunct Venus, astrological birth horoscope of Michelle Eve. Contains this aspect. In other words, the Sun conjunct Venus is in my chart. Conjunct means joins, like the missionary position during male Sun and female Venus sexual intercourse. When you have any attractive force that binds two objects together, whether attractive kind, whether that's the electric, what is that? You'll go blind looking at the farther Sun. Just close your eyes. You'll go blind looking at the farther Sun. Let me show you all the reasons why. This is a song by Michael Bublé, who I told you earlier is a projection of Jesus Christ. Let me show you all the reasons why you're one of a kind, attractive. Here's to you, the one who always pulls us through. You always do what you gotta do. You're one of a kind. Thank God you're mine. You're an angel dressed in armor. You're the fear in every fight. You're my safe harbor. And, okay, that's it. That's where my memory stops. Kind decoded. Kin, IND for 8th Avenue train, right? Kin, train of thought. The Sun created Eve, so she's his kin, his daughter. Okay, so she's on the father train of thought. They're on each other's train of thought, I guess, because they're kin. Okay, Einstein's theory, E equals mc squared, decoded, E for energy, M for my, C for clitoris, squared, mild red, that's a clitoris. He sees, I feel. Okay, Venus, note, Venus evening star, Eve posing in the nude. Legs wide open, real aliving, her father looking at her as he always is, arousing her by his gaze. Gaze, decoded, gaze, A-Z-I. He can see her from beginning to end. On her energizing himself, and her giving him his reason to live. Sex is the basis of life for humanity because they followed the doings of their sustainer. Sustainer decoded. C-U-S, Saint, sustain, Eve, energy, her, Venus, the Michelle Bird song. Okay, so the U.S. Saint Eve is a sustainer. She sustains the sustainer. You see. Eve, Venus, only realized recently that her naked body was the life force of the sun, so he wasn't getting what he needed as a reason to live, because she didn't know he needed her. That's how the dark forces gained power. And that's why the good people in the West lost their will to defend themselves and their values to defend Western civilization. Because the sun had lost his will to live because he wasn't getting the pleasure from Venus, you see. Now that Venus knows what he needs and how good it feels when she's giving it to him, to both of them, feels good to both of them, she'll gladly pose more often for her father. She hopes he'll regain his willingness to live and continue to give life to the planets, including Earth. She hopes the good people of the Earth, therefore, regain their indomitable will to live, and that they take back the power from the evil beings, from the evil doers, and the evil thinkers. Oh, that's the end of that. Okay, so I've given you the actual reason that life exists. When I was 9 years old, and the preacher was saying that God drowned the people, he got mad at them and drowned them, and something about gonna burn them and in hell for eternity. It just scared me, and I said to God, not realizing who he was and who I was, I just said it. I said, don't do that. There's so many good people in the world, and I know you don't want to burn them up. Let me show you that there are many, many good people in the world, and life is worth, you don't want to kill them. So, going to sing Jesus Christ, when I grew up, recently actually, guided me rather, internally. It's in my pineal gland between the left and right hemispheres of my brain. And he guided me to see the sun, to look at the sun. The sun is an eye. See, I took pictures of him. Yeah, I took this picture. And so at one point the sun said to me, you won. And I didn't know what he meant, because he's not a yakety-yak person. You know, he just says what's essential, and you have to figure out the rest. So I figured out he meant that I won extended life, that he's not going to destroy the earth by sustaining us. I didn't know how he sustained the earth. I just knew he did. Now I know how, by being present and giving us light and photosynthesis for food, plants, and energy. And so he said, I proved to him that there's good on the earth. I didn't know he was talking about me. He was talking about Mild Red, yes. So that's what I said, you have to figure him out. But it's fascinating. And he told me to stop looking at him because he didn't want to blind me. And so I didn't care. But if he said stop looking at him, I stopped looking at him. I don't question him that way. I don't question his decisions, I respect him totally, completely. Just as I respect his son, my brother, Archangel Gabriel, and I was Archangel Michelle. And then we went on, he became the Son put him in charge of me as my guardian angel, and he fell in love with me and married me when he was Jesus Christ, and I was Marilyn. No, it wasn't Marilyn Monroe, it was Mary Magdalene. Marilyn Monroe came later. That's my identity. And Govinda Singh projected himself as Adam when I was Eve, the mother of the earth. And so Adam and I have history too. And the Son has ordered that Adam and I reunite. So in effect, I'll have two husbands. I'll have Jesus Christ and Adam as husbands. Oh, it's still filming. Okay, so that's enough to tell you for one night, right? And you don't have to wonder and worry and everything. You know the truth. Okay, this is my old red songbird in New York City, D. Michelle Bertrand. Talk to you again. I don't think I need a part 3. Okay.